Well, I made a little way down the path. And of course I didn't mow the way to it because I think it's kind of dangerous. There were signs before, I don't see them. But since I moved here, I've seen this thing, and I don't know why they don't tear it down. Because, yeah, shit, it does kind of look dangerous, don't it? But I also hear, like, it's a place where the unhoused find campsites around here. And seeing that I work with the unhoused, I'm curious as to what this is about, and maybe if there's anyone I can talk to about how we can help them at Baby Steps Family Assistance. Wow, this is kind of... It's really got that haunted feeling. I'm sure being here at night is no fucking prize. Well, this is kind of cool over here too. Relics of the Claremont that was. Apparently it was a big industry town for a long time, and this river, Sugar River, played a lot in it. But since the work moved out or whatever happened here, and I haven't talked to the Historical Society yet, which is on my list. I'd like to know what happened. Wow, this is kind of like... I swear you'll find horror movies starting like this. Now, there's another thing I heard, is like there's a lot of graffiti. Wow, that thing is all fucking crumbly, huh? But there is a lot of graffiti. Some of it's good. Wow, even up inside, I guess people go inside. That's a little risky. Yeah, it's all crumbly down here. I'd hate to be underneath it if it fell. Somebody's been out here. Wow. It's like a campsite underneath there. How do I get over there? Huh. Yeah, look at these fucking bricks. These all fell off this tower. Yeah, fuck that shit. I'm moving this way. Now over here, there's a lot of graffiti in there. How do they get in there? More bricks, but that would be from there. Looks like some kind of pathway over here. Is that how they get in? Yeah, right. Who the fuck does that? See what's happening here? It's like going from the stick to the beam and climbing up in the fucking window there. Look at the rusty shit. Man, this place is nuts. There's another section on the other side. I can see it from the street sometimes. I just want to kind of stay a little clear of that fucking tower. Look at this. Oh, that's how people get in. Stop, don't enter. We are having wild sex. Count to 30 seconds, then enter. Love. Pam? I don't know. That is crazy. Yeah, that can't be healthy to do anything in here. I see you. I'm fucking you bent over the... Yeah, okay. Jesus Christ. Big Poppy was here looking for you. Wow, what a fucking mean shit. Toasted. There's another spot over there. Let's see if I can go around, because I don't want to go through. Crazy. Shit. Now I find working with the people that are unhoused, if my idea is I want to catch them before they get too far down, because shit gets hotter the longer you're unhoused. Yeah, I can't get in there, but from the street you can. I'm not climbing those. I'll flip around on the street and zoom in for you later. But yeah, as far as the unhoused, man, you get used to it. I know I was for a while, a few times, and you kind of get used to just life being crappy, and they try to make the best of it as they can. Huh? Is that how they get in? I'm trying to follow their trails. See, it looks like a little thinner over here. Yeah, look. All right. And there's something here. I can see it kind of goes around. It's a very thin trail. Jesus, I hope I'm not stepping in poison ivy. Yeah. What's going on over here? In the shadow of this. Someone's been through. I don't know how long, because it's kind of overgrown. But yeah, if you look, there's like a cave in there and shit. This place is falling apart. I'm getting bugs everywhere. But yeah, that's the whatever the hell tower is called. And I don't know why it's still standing. And honestly, it just should be like taken down. This whole space can be used for something else. Oy. I tell you, I would not want. Yeah, let me flip it up. I tell you, I wouldn't want to have to live here outside anymore. I'm glad I got my shit together. But it's not easy. And these are situations that you have to kind of deal with when you're looking for people that are unhoused. See if you can help them, you know. What I'd like to do is like direct them to resources that we know we can get for them, like phones, help them sign up for SSI or disability, because a lot of people that are unhoused have mental illness. They can't get along with people. So even putting them in a shelter makes it hard for them and everybody around them. So a lot of people with different mental illness or whatnot, or drug addiction, kind of want to do their own thing. They got a lot of pride. They don't want to take help, even though they're like living in the gutter, because they're still alive, and they consider that a point of pride, which is actually, because a lot of people die out there. Last winter we did a warming shelter at the church, at the Trinity Church in Claremont. Oh, that's where we are. We're in Claremont, New Hampshire. So we did a shelter, and you know, when the weather hit 30, we opened up the Trinity Church downtown, and they were kind enough to let us house people for the night. We gave them bunks, we gave them food, we treated them with dignity and respect. Tried to be a positive light in their cold, dark nights, you know. We helped like 20 people or so that would come in and be regular. Some every day, some off and on. But I like to think that they're not frozen to death outside. A lot of problem with housing people is they burnt all their bridges if they're a drug addict or if they're mentally ill. Or most people are just one bad week away from ending up outside, you know. And the government's not going to help. The government doesn't do anything. They'll have a committee, a meeting, and all this shit. You know, it'll take years. Local government, it'll take like a year. Federal government, it'll take like 10 to get anything positive change seen in any community, any individual community. Forget national news. Watch public news, local shit. In Claremont, from talking to some of the unhoused, I hear there's about 100 out here, living in the woods, on the streets, bouncing from shelters and couches. Some have kids that are young. I've met some. And, there's so many reasons why people are unhoused. And it's not fair to just say, screw them. I believe in housing first. Here, I'm back up. You can see the tower in the distance. And I'm back up by the Sugar River, by the Syndicate Bridge in Claremont. And that's where that tower is. Anyway, how do we help these people? We have to do it from grassroots. We have to do it from people that just care, A lot of cities, like I come from Boston area, and I firmly believe that if you're homeless there, it's by choice, because they have so many programs, so many shelters and everything to get people off the street and get into a house. Not all of them do it. Some just keep on recycling, but you can't care about those. Well, you do, but you have to care about the ones that make it, and those are the lights. We had someone that was staying at our shelter, and she ended up getting an apartment, and we were so happy for her. She comes to all our events. She goes to the church where she was staying overnight and helps out there. I mean, that's the thing. I want to break the pride issue. So the idea is this, especially for men, because I know I didn't want to reach out for help. And I was shot down by regular people, but there are generally kind people that, they might not be able to house you, because I don't recommend that to anybody, but helping them get housing, that's a big deal. So I'm gonna see if I can start a fund to help with last security deposit for people, or at least the security deposit for people, because it's hard. I mean, they're working paycheck for paycheck with no money, and they can't afford their rent. I had a guy the other day. He couldn't afford to pay the rent that his brother made, so his brother's kicking him out, making it very uncomfortable for him. And he's a good guy. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, he's not mentally ill. He just has a job that doesn't pay much, so he can't afford to live and pay his brother rent, that's probably a whole nother story, but this happens. It separates families, and it causes trauma. I want to ease that. Robin, down at Baby Steps Family Services, she's dedicated her whole life. I mean, this woman needs some awards. She's dedicated her whole life to helping people get plugged in to resources and get placement in a decent place, if it's not a shelter or a rehab or whatnot. And what's coming up next is we're going to try to buy a building, and that building's going to be a shelter, a place for the resources, like we have a food bank and everything, and a whole bunch of clothing things, like you can sign up at Baby Steps and come down and get clothes. We're not we don't care about who you are, what you think, or whatever. If you need help, we want to give a hand. We want to, we don't want to just give a hand out. We want to give a hand up too, So I haven't found anybody to talk to on this walk, but I just thought you might want to see a little bit about what goes on when I go walkabout. I literally look for people that need help and try to point them in the right direction. I mean, I'm disabled. I got nothing else to do. I build websites. But community service is something that everybody should be involved in, because if your community's a mess, it's your fault. If you got a whole bunch of drug addicts on one street, it's the community's fault for not standing up to that. It's people that, and it's not about being violent and angry. It's about being open and accepting and plugging them into what they need. Otherwise, you're just going to push them from one city to the next city to the next city, and they're never going to get help. They're just going to continue. They're going to get stuck in that homeless rut where every day is survival. They're always looking over their shoulders like I used to before I quit heroin. you know, wondering who they beat or if the cops are looking at them funny and shit. So, yeah, that's my plan, and that's the plan that hopefully we get accomplished this year. We're using we have a lot of help with Pastor Elizabeth over at the Trinity Church. Congregational Church helped us. Catholic Church has helped us. And especially the force behind this is Robin down at Baby Steps Family Services. What had happened is a friend of ours had died. And he died out in the cold, or from the weather and the elements. So she didn't want anybody else to do that, so she used all of her social and political capital and connections with friends and people that just have good hearts, and that's how we ended up opening the shelter. And I tell you, that was a nice place. I mean, there was cots and everything, but every shelter I was in when I was a mess up, every shelter I was in was like, it was very like military. Is like double bunks, and you know, you have to make your bed, get in, get out. You have to be in by 8. You have to get out by like 7 in the morning or something. And you don't know, you're packed in there with a whole bunch of people. We had families, we had single people, we had couples, and we treated them each with dignity and respect and let them, you know, be comfortable. You come in, we'd be like, here, have some coffee. Do you need clean socks? Do you need a coat? Do you need any clothes? Because we also had warm clothes and socks there for everybody. Narcan, COVID test kits. I mean, we came in full service, and we were about helping people. We weren't about storing people for the night, you know? We developed relationships. I see people every day. Walk by, say hi to them and stuff. So, I don't know. I just think that everybody should be involved, you know? And it's not about giving people a handout. It's about giving them a hand up. Anyways, I think I rambled enough, and it will take forever for me to upload this. But listen, guys, I love you. Be good to people. And we'll see you later.